Hello everyone, my name is Narem Atiaras. I am TGT Social Science at Kendra Vidyalaya Imphal number 2. Today I am going to teach the third part, the last part of the class 7 history chapter number 1, and the name of the chapter is Tracing Changes Through 8,000 Years. So let's start the chapter. But before going further in this third part, let's do the revision of the part 1 and a part 2. Okay, so in the part 1 we have started the chapter with the cartographer. Who were the cartographer? And we have learned that a cartographer are those people who drew a map. Then second topic we did new and old terminology. Remember, in this topic we have discussed about the Hindustan. Okay, how the context of Hindustan was being changed. Present day we think about the nation state, and in the 13th it was different. 13th century, okay, it was different. Then in the 16th century again the context of the Hindustan was being different. So we discuss about that. Then in the third we discuss about the meaning of foreigner in past. Okay, but the difference of the present day, okay, the idea about the foreigner, idea about it regarding that is foreigner, and the meaning of the foreigner in the past, it was very different. Okay, we discuss about that. Then the fourth we have discussed about the historian and their source, from where this historian get this information. Okay, there we learn about the that historian used to study the coin, architecture, manuscript. Okay, and that manuscript we discussed in the that last topic, okay, of this part 1, that is a difficulty historian face in using the manuscript. Okay, that what are the difficulty, that changes come, the mistake, okay, and the difficulty in studying that manuscript, that all these things we discuss in the part 1 of this chapter. And the part 2 we started discussing from with the new social and a political growth. Here we discuss about the new invention, new social growth, okay, and the new people who take the opportunity. I think you people remember about that Rajput, okay, that we discuss in this topic. Then after that we discuss about the Jati. Okay, Jati means a group of society who have some similar generic, okay, that we discuss in that part 2. Then the third topic we discuss in the part 2 is the rule and regulation framed by the Jati. Okay, remember that the elder people of the Jati, they frame that rule and regulation, and each villager has to follow that rule and regulation. Then after that, fourth topic we discuss about the region and the empire. Okay, here we studied about the one sultan, okay, who rule vast area in the Indian subcontinent. Then the fifth we discuss about the language and the region. Okay, here we come to know two things. First thing, that is different area speak a different language, and the second one, there is the Sanskrit. Okay, regarding the Sanskrit, there is no specific area where only Sanskrit is speak. Okay, they say that another point regarding the Sanskrit, they say is the Sanskrit is not understood by the common people. They are only understood by the Brahman. Okay, so these 2 points regarding the Sanskrit you should be remember, because it's going to help in this third part also. And the last one that we study is the Pan region and empire. Okay, in the Pan region and empire is that the one big empire going to influence completely or maybe partially to the smaller empire. Okay, that is surrounded near to them. Okay, that is near to them, they're going to influence that area, that we study in the part 2. So this is the revision of the part 1 and the part 2. Now let's come to the part 3. So part 3 we are going to start with the religion. Okay, but the one important thing regarding this chapter is that in class 7 we are going to study the medieval period. Okay, yesterday also I said that the medieval period started from the 8th century to I think you people remember 8th century to 18th century. Okay, so don't forget this one. So in class 7 we are going to study this medieval period. So in the medieval period, okay, regarding the religion also, there are some changes come in the old religion, and as well as new religion also arrive in the India. Okay, so let's see what are the new religion that arrived in India during the medieval period, as well as what are the changes that came in the that old religion. Okay, so first point is Collective belief in the supernatural agency religion was often closely connected with the social and economic organization of the local communities. Second point, it was during this period that important changes occurred in what we call Hinduism today. So from the second point, we can to know that regarding the old religion, they are talking about the Hinduism. So there are some changes that going to be arrive. Okay, some changes that going to be arrive in the Hinduism. So let's see what are the changes. First changes that going to become in the Hinduism is that this include the worship of the new deity, the construction of the temple by the loyalty, and the growing importance of the Brahmanas, the prince, as a dominant group in the society. These are the three changes. Okay, some three changes that come in the that changes come in the Hinduism. First one is the worship of the new deity. Okay, so worship of the new god also we started in the Hinduism. Then the construction of the temple. Okay, but the important is that this construction of temple is going to be done by the what? Royalty. That means by the king. Okay, the king going to be construct the temple. Okay, we going to study this second point in detail in the some about 7 or 8 chapter. Okay, that the construction about this temple by the royal family, why they want to construct the temple, and what is the importance of constructing the temple by the king. Okay, that we will go detail in that chapter. Then the growing the importance of the Brahmins and the priests. That means the importance of these people, Brahman or the priest, okay, is increasing during the medieval period. Then the last one, why the importance of the Brahman? Okay, why this importance of Brahman is increasing during the medieval period? One point is given here, that is the knowledge of the Sanskrit text earned the Brahmanas a lot of respect in society. So I mentioned earlier also during the time of the language. Okay, I said that Sanskrit is a very important part, and in that part of the Sanskrit they said that Sanskrit is not speak by the or not understand by the common people. Okay, it only understand by the Brahman, and that make the Brahman important. Okay, in that Hinduism society during that time. Then the fourth point, it is a fourth point. Okay, this one is a fourth point. One of the major development of this period was the emergence of the idea of bhakti, of a loving personal deity that devotee could reach without the aid of priest or elaborate ritual. Okay, the idea about the bhakti also come off during the medieval period. Okay, the idea of loving each other, the idea of the devoting to your god. Okay, so it also arrived during the medieval period. Then the fifth point, this one is a fifth point, that is, this was also the period when the new religion appeared in the subcontinent. Merchant and a migrant first brought the teaching of the Holy Quran to India in the 17th century. So as mentioned earlier also, that the new religion going to be arrive in India during the medieval period, and one of the new religion that going to arrive in India was the Islam. Okay, because that Islamic Hindu kind of Holy Quran, okay, holy book, that is a Quran, going to be brought by the merchants and migrant that coming from the outside. Okay, they're going to bring that holy book, and that this religion, Islam religion, going to be arrive in India during the medieval period. So here we finish the part of the religion. Now let's come to the thinking about the time and historical period. Okay, so how the historical period are divided, okay, for the better understanding and better study. So let's see the first point. In the middle of the 19th century, British historian divided the history of India into the three periods: Hindu, Muslim, and the British. Okay, in the middle of the 19th century, the historical period of India was divided into the three periods like this by the British, that is Hindu, Muslim, and the British. Okay, but actually now it is not divided like this. In India or in the historical study, we divided this one time period like the ancient India, then medieval India, then modern India. But in the 19th century, the British divided not like that. Okay, they divided as per the religion. Okay, they divided like the Hindu, Muslim, and the British. And let's see the second point. The second point saying that this division was based on the idea that the religion of a ruler was the only important historical change. Okay, this division, that is division of the Hindu, Muslim, and the British. Okay, it was based on the what? The religion of the ruler. Okay, if they suppose the king if the king belongs to the Hindu, then it's going to be included during this time in the Hindu period. And after that, if the whatever the king that coming and ruling the India, okay, they belongs to the Muslim, then it's going to be included in the Muslim period. Then after that, it's going to be included in the British period. Okay, so this division is based on the religion of the ruler. And there are some limitation, okay, or we can say there's some disadvantage of this division. Let's see the some problem or this disadvantage of this division on the religion like Hindu, Muslim, and British. What are that disadvantage? Okay, we're going to start from that. That there were no other significant development in the economy, society, or culture. Okay, as per this division, okay, they never consider about any other significant development. They never consider about the economy. They never consider about society or the culture. This is the first problem of this division based on the religion. Okay. Then the second problem arises is that such a division also ignore the rich diversity of the subcontinent. Okay, they ignore the rich diversity. That means suppose during the Hindu rule there may be Sikh, okay, there may be Jain, there may be Buddhist, but they never consider about the other religion. And during this Muslim rule also, okay, during the time of the Muslim rule also, there is a Hindu, and there is a Sikh, there is a Jain, there is a Buddhist, but they never consider about that other religion. Okay, so they ignore this diversity, okay, in this kind of the division. So there are two problems. First one is here, and the second one is here. I'm marking this 1 and 2 because it's going to help in the question and answer. Okay, now next one, it is a conclusion one. Okay, it is a conclusion part. There is a medieval period, it is a conclusion part. So let's see that this conclusion part of the medieval period, there is a conclusion of this chapter. Okay, the history you will be studied this year, that means in the class 7, are described as the medieval. Okay, as I mentioned earlier also, in class 7 you are going to study about the medieval India. Okay, there is a medieval period. This 1,000 year of the Indian history witnessed a considerable change. Why they are saying 1,000? Because it's going to start from the 8th to the 18th century. Okay, that make the 1,000 year. After all, the 16th and the 18th century were quite different from the 8th or the 11th century. So there are a lot of changes come in between this 1,000 year. If we compare from the 8 to 11 and 16 to 18, okay, 16 to 18, then there are vast difference in the India. Suppose because let me give you one example. During 8 to 18th century, 11th century, there are less number of the trade between India and other country. But during this 16 to 18th century, there are the number of the trade, okay, or the volume of the trade increase. Even the India started doing a trade with the European country. So this is a one example. So there is a vast difference. Okay, some changes come in during this 1,000 year in India. Then the next one, during this 1,000 year, the society of the subcontinent were transformed. Often an economy in several regions reached a level of prosperity that attract the interest of the European trading company. Okay, so there were during this 1,000 year, during this medieval period. Okay, there are a lot of changes, and even some changes are very positive. That even it attract the trade. Okay, trade, or it attract the other country, and some area where economic was been so developed during this time. Okay, so here we finish the part of that conclusion. Now let's come to the homework. Okay, here we have a two question. First one, what were some of the major religion development during this period? That means during this medieval period. You write about it that changes come in the Hinduism, as well as a new religion arrive in that came in the India, about that Islam. Okay, you can write 3 points. Then the second question is, how do historians divide the part pass into the parrot, do they face any problem in doing so? Okay, they divided pass into the three parrot, like here, that is as per based on the religion: Hindu, Muslim, British. Okay, and of course they face a problem. There are two problems. First one, they never consider about the social economy, society, economy, culture, and the second one, they never consider about the diversity, race diversity. So there was a problem. You have to mention that there are two problems also, and you have to mention that how they divided the past. There is, they divided the past based on the religion. There is Hindu, Muslim, and British. Okay, so thank you everyone.